Welcome to this episode of the Comedy Defect podcast. My name is Winter, A.K.A. Winter Phonander. I am the host of the show. This is episode 68. But before I get into tell you what this episode is going to be about, let me tell you what's going on. I've deleted the Twitter. I've deleted the Comedy Defect Twitter, and I've also deleted my own Twitter, Winter Dominus Twitter. The only thing I've got left now is Instagram, which is at Winter Dominus. You can also donate to the podcast if you feel like buying me a cup of coffee or maybe a pint sometime. You can go to Patreon, type in the Comedy Defect podcast and donate as little or as much as you want. If you don't want to donate any of those things, that's fine. It'll still remain to be free. But if you would like to show your support somehow, you can go to iTunes or Podbean and leave a nice review if you feel like. The winter time has really hit me hard this year. I've been doing so much this year that I just need to kind of just take stock and slow down like everybody else. I didn't think that the winter slowed me down so much, but this year it's really taken its toll. I've done a lot this year. I've been in films. I've been in a couple of horror films. I was in an advert for something called Beaver Screws. If you want to check that out, it's online. I'll be putting it up on my YouTube channel if you want to see it there. It was a lot of fun to do. I've been just doing a little bit of acting here and there, just doing some great gigs. I'm working towards the show on the 28th of February at the Museum of Comedy called Squeaky. If you want to come to that, I'm just working out, just getting that ready because I'm going to be recording it. I need some people there to make it feel like it's something's actually happening. Otherwise, it's just going to be just a guy talking to himself in a room with some empty chairs. That's going to be sad. So if you want to come see the show, it's called Squeaky. It's in the Museum of Comedy on the 28th of February, and that is 7 o'clock, at 7 o'clock in the evening. If you want to make it, doors are open about 6:30. So 7 o'clock is the show. It's going to be an hour of jokes, guys. Clean jokes. Some of them are quite dark, but it's still clean, so it should be fun. And it's just something to show for the last 8 years. This is just clean this year. So next year's going to be a filthy show. So if you want to come see that too, that's probably in the same place as well. I'll be recording that and putting everything out for free. Just if you want to come see it, 28th of February, 7 o'clock at the Museum of Comedy. Squeaky. So what else is going on? Just got all the presents wrapped, just sort of like taking stock of the year and just seeing where I am, like just trying to rest, just trying to get ready for this new year because I just feel a bit wiped. I don't know about you, right? I'm recording this mid-December and I'm just feeling totaled from the year. I'm just like, I've just been pushing it a little bit too hard. So the last couple of days, I've just been trying to do nothing. I've been watching Archer and catching up on that. I went back because I really enjoy the show. I love it. It's great. I went back to season 3. I'm hitting season 5 now because I know there's a new season coming out. So I'm just kind of binging on that and just kind of trying to chill out, just trying to get ready for stuff, you know? Sometimes winter can hit and it just kind of can take you down a peg. I didn't realize this is the only year that I've really felt the kind of winter slow me down. But I've done a lot the year. I've pushed it a little bit too hard. I told you I read the Guinness Encyclopedia. I finished that. That was hard going. I finished a sitcom just on spec. I just finished that sitcom. I did that. It was 7 episodes of a radio sitcom. I tore through that. I wrote the show, which I'm going to be filming in February. And I've been doing some acting stuff around the place and being up and down the country gigging. And you know what? Sometimes you just feel you need to just take a step back and just go, okay, right. Just gather your strength for the next battle. But this episode, guys, is an excellent episode. It's one of my favorites, actually. I recorded this with a very funny comedian, Jo Coffey. She is really, really funny. And every time I see Jo at a gig, she's so much fun to be around. And she just makes the gig real fun. This chat I had with her was just, we could have gone on for hours. Actually, we went on for about an hour after we finished the podcast. And I hope you enjoy it. This is episode 68 with the very funny, but she's recently in some Disney films and she's been doing some acting. And we talk a little bit about admin as well and the way she judged me about how I look. So in a nice way. But yeah, so this is episode 68 with a very funny Jo Coffey. Jo Coffey. Sorry, Jo Coffey.
You should know that. You're Irish.
I know, but I'll call you Bewley's then.
Oh, that was my ex-boyfriend.
Was that?
He was called Bewley. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I said Coffey.
And we went to Bewley's Coffee when I was in Ireland. Yeah, in Dublin.
Oh yeah, it's on Grafton Street, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, mad. I've been there a couple of times. It's quite nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
They give you the tiniest teapots though, isn't it? It's like the ones that piss everywhere. It's like, and you get half it goes everywhere. You're like, well, I need to buy another one now. That's a trick.
It's because they don't want you to have tea, do they? That's the problem. They're like, why would you come here and it's Bewley's Coffee?
Is it? I thought it was Bewley's tea, wasn't it?
Oh no, Bewley's Coffee. Oh, I think it's Bewley's Coffee.
Oh no,
I'm pretty sure
it's Bewley's Coffee. All these years. That's it. Oh no,
you had one job,
I
Windsor.
need to give my passport back. Well, Joe Coffey, welcome to the Comedy
Hi.
Defect. How are you? You're right.
I'm alright.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm alright. How are you?
I'm good, yeah.
Good. Politeness over.
Yeah, it's done now. Okay, that's
Yeah.
been fun. So what have you been up to? Anything exciting or interesting?
What, this week or
in
general with my
In general.
life? Discussing Edinburgh, about whether to accept the offer to go to Edinburgh.
What are you going to be?
What's the venue?
Yeah, what's the
Southsider.
Oh,
So I've been at Southside before. It's not too bad actually. It's sort of passed by the bridge towards. It's like an old pub basically, an old sports bar. There's a room on the side, and that's where I was last time. So, presumably this
Was that last
the
year?
same as no. This was the year before.
What's the show this year?
So the show this year is pretty much the same comedy gold, Winter.
Yes, come on, love gold. Yeah.
Always the same comedy gold for me. Because before, I nearly brought the table down then. Before, it was stand-up, but it was also characters as well, sort of intertwined, as I was telling a kind of story of, as I was approaching a landmark age, shall we say, and I was saying about what I've been up to up until that time. So I did characters in that, which were Amy Vinehund, which was an Amy Winehouse dog impersonation act from Croatia, which went down really well. Well, people ended up turning up wearing Amy Winehouse t-shirts, which I presume is a good thing, but we never got to the bottom of it, really.
Oh.
Colin the Terryist, who was like a Terryist from Birmingham, just doesn't like people called Terry, basically, and that all transpired. So it's all very silly, all very weird humour. But this year, there was dogs involved, there was balaclavas, there was dancing crabs at one point. I might just do stand-up. Getting old, I can't be shit.
Oh.
Well, I'm not getting that suitcase across. No one's going to help me. I need to straight stand-up about the perils of being the comedy circuit's fourth shortest comedian.
Right. Oh man, it's always one that's got to go shorter, right? It's always one.
Not one, three.
Oh, three, sorry, yeah. Every year you just keep measuring yourself. And, oh, for fuck's sake.
Another one on YouTube.
Yeah, that's
What
it.
Saturated markets, Winter. Disappointment to my parents.
What was the name of the show?
The last show's Not 24, because the concept of that was Adele had released an album with her face on, and I was with a very talented photographer who might have made my face look like the Adele cover. It was really good.
And this one's called what?
So at the moment, working title is Tales from the Fourth Shortest Comedian.
Tales from the
from the comedy circuit's fourth shortest comedian.
Yeah.
But there might be how not to succeed in the movie industry, all various things. I don't know if you find this. It's when you do a show, like at this stage when you're sort of half writing it still, I presume everyone else is, hopefully. Yeah. I'm always late with my homework, but it completely changes and you'll call it something else.
Totally.
Like, say, a month before it goes up, so you might call it something completely different. If I paid for the Gilded Balloon or something, I'd be a little bit worried about changing anything at any point. I think it would have to be really modelled on the shows that I've done before, but because it's free fringe, it gives you the opportunity to be a bit more
freedom with it.
Change it a week before I go on. No, all right.
But like I think the problem is I get carried away with the poster. I'm like, oh, I love this poster. I'm like, yes, this is it. This is the name. A month later, I'm like, oh, I don't know. I'll do the poster before I write the show.
Really? I'm the other way around. I do the posters sort of halfway through. I'll kind of know a little bit more.
Probably smart.
And I'll do... Well, no, I'm really disorganised with things like that. So all that admin side of things... I don't want to say you're an admin man, Winter, but you strike me as...
a company man.
You strike me as someone would have your admin together before, not a week.
I'm savvy.
I thought you would be. But I'm kind of I'm an admin 1 week before.
Sure. I love a good mail merge, me. I fucking love it. Oh, I love it. Bit of a another mail merge. Oh God, it's
Can you convert
sexy.
Word to a PDF?
Yes, I can.
I bet you just do it.
Yeah, I'll do it now.
Do it, That's Coronation Street on Word to PDF. What a lovely evening we had.
It's great.
Yeah.
Valentine's Day, that was what I did. Oh, it was great.
But your wife was thrilled.
Loves it.
She does.
She loves Mad Men. It makes things so spontaneous, on time, every time. How many shows have you done?
In total, this will be 3. So I did that one over there. That was my first one, which was called My Dad's Caravan is Rubbish. And it was all about my dad's caravan.
Yeah,
and
I want to hear more of this.
I'd only been going, I think, when I did that show, possibly about 2 months, which was the stupidest thing to go to Edinburgh. No, I didn't even think about it at the time as well. I was like, let's go to Edinburgh and be a famous comic. Yeah, no. And then you get there and it's like, oh, this is really difficult. Yeah. And I don't think I'm experienced enough to do any of this stuff at all. And plus, because I always talk about, particularly in Edinburgh, not so much in my club set, although I would like to merge it. I always get a little bit weird and kind of off the wall. So that whole show was set to music. There was like massive big chunks of it that was set to a background, which I don't know if that works. I think it might be a bit distracting. So we had sort of things in it. I mean, it was just trying stuff out because it was at the time, it was free Fringe again, so we were able to try and be a bit more progressive with it. Yeah, it was all about my dad's caravan. That is basically, he bought it 35 years ago, parked it on the land that he owns, that is incredibly precious. My dad doesn't own any land at all, but he's got this tiny little bit of land that he's parked this caravan on and just filled it with shit and never moved it. Never moved it. So all the family holidays that we could have had have been given over to like a kettle or something that's been kept over there because it's got a nice plug on it. Or a bit of, MDF.
Half a tin of paint. That kind of shit.
Exactly.
But all of the same colour. There's like 5 of them.
You might need a pink room now we've all moved out and gone to London. You might need
you might handy someday.
Yeah, exactly. So he's got it all over there. As we've got older, we've tried to sort of
clear it out.
Well, we want our stuff back, Winter. There's like Barbies over there. There's like Rainbow Brights. There's like my sister's got I'm never really into toys. So but my sister had all these like Savalian families. Like, they're all over there.
They're worth something now, though, aren't they?
They've gone feral. They've got the Barbies of like,
Barbies have been fucking the Savalian family.
I don't even interested in that anymore. It's like
it's a very progressive society we live in now.
It's all hideous what's going on over there at the moment. What I was going to do at one point, my dad only found out about that show and he went ballistic about it.
Why?
Because I'd stuck his caravan, precious caravan, on the internet. Like my parents refer to the internet, if they're plural, as internets. That's how. So to him, it's gone viral. It's like, and then it's in Edinburgh.
It's off the grid, man.
Exactly.
That's
it's
his caravan.
Like his caravan with his stuff in, and and now I'm talking about it now on a podcast after 10 years of actually trying to make him calm down. So I might do that show again. Actually,
that was his cabin in the woods, wasn't it? Really?
It was his cabin in the woods, and it still is. I was thinking about Tracy Emin style, transporting this caravan and the things in the caravan and labelling them all and calling the piece Family Holiday and entering it into the Turner Prize.
Oh.
Are you allowed to do that?
Isn't there...
Can anyone enter the Turner? I'm not artistic, but that strikes me as a concept art.
So wasn't there someone doing a show in a car that just was like, hey, do you want to see my show? And she'd invite them into the car and she'd do the show in the front of the car. That's
She's just saying, take this to Edinburgh.
That'd be brilliant. I love that.
It'd like doing stand-up in Chernobyl when it just happens. Dangerous. Really. Oh, do you know what? I kind of like that idea as well.
I mean, no one else doing it. You could pick things up and go, oh, look, well, this, look at this thing here. I mean,
you can't get in it. That's the thing. It's so full.
Right.
But maybe it's, coming out time.
Well, you could just point to it and stuff in there, maybe like with a camera, and like have the screen on the outside. And go, look at this. Like
forensic, like when they deep water dive and they discover treasures. Yeah. And when we're going in there, suddenly, what is this? And you feel like a wet ball of fur, and it's Roland Matt.
Oh no! Do you know what?
It's Roland Matt from the 80s.
And his family.
His family fled a long time ago. Trust me, they had stayed in there.
Because it's funny you say that, because in Ireland, I had a caravan, but it was outside the house. And they kicked me out a few times.
Did you go? You didn't.
Yeah.
When they kicked you out, and you just went to the car. That's so pathetic.
I know. But
did you actually storm out to the caravan as well?
No. Basically, what I did was I kind of didn't really storm. I just sort of like skulked, and I went out there. But the thing was that caravan. Could you sleep in that, or is it just like full of shit?
Oh, you can't get in it. Yeah, if you took all the thieves broke into it and just left it. Because it's absolutely
this is too much.
That's too much hassle for anyone. Like really is. I mean, it does look like a piece of art though on there, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's great. It's because that's the old school style of caravan.
Yeah, exactly. You don't get that. They don't build them like that anymore.
With the gas lights as well.
Yeah. Classic caravan action.
Spent many's a night not quite sober in many caravans like that in West Cork.
What could have been? Family holidays that could have been.
When I moved out to my caravan, I say my caravan, my dad's caravan, but
you moved out. Let's not say moved out to your caravan. You moved out to your driveway. Is where you went. You didn't really move out because that's like still
20,
your.
It was 20 foot from the house, so just there.
Exactly.
That was it.
Isn't that still your domain?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It's still theirs. But like there was there was no insulation in the walls at all, so it was in the wintertime. You know, the aluminium sheets, that was all that was protecting me from the outside forces.
Lions and tigers and bears.
Yeah. And fuck me, I was in a sleeping bag and I had a two-seater couch. I mean, I'm not big, but it still wasn't big enough for me.
Really?
You know, I had the legs out over the thing, and sometimes I'd wake up at the night and like I'm like, what the fuck is that? Massive spiders in this thing.
No, don't say that to me. I'm so arachnophobic.
And like I'd be like, what's that? Because I was warm. They were like, oh, this is nice, isn't it? They come next to me. I'm like,
they would be on you.
Yeah. They'd like drop. Because I'd be like, oh, this is nice, isn't it? I'm like, no, this is not for me. But I stayed in there because I was like, right, I'm not going back to the house, right? So I stayed for like a few months, and this until the deepest part of winter, when there was a massive storm came across from the west side. Basically tore open the roof and I woke up in the middle of the night with this just rain pouring in. I was like,
I prefer that than spiders.
Yeah, it wasn't fun, but that was the end of the caravan. It was such a shame.
They obviously didn't build it because that one must have gone through similar hurricane experiences over the years in Birmingham. We're known for our hurricane season. Oh, yeah. Well, we did have a hurricane in Birmingham. But yeah, and it's still
like
it's
Alabama,
still
yeah. Same as. Is they got a hurricane there too? Wow. It's not just twinned with the name; it's actually got the same weather,
same microclimate. Yeah. So obviously you didn't get the right caravan. It
was sad. It was sad. It was. I did try to like tack the walls with cardboard, but it just wasn't enough. You know what I mean? It just wasn't stuff.
Did you have like a poster of Madonna on them?
No, I didn't. But it was great. I did make my own beer, and then
like Breaking Bad or Breaking Sad.
Sad. Yeah, it was so pathetic. Like it was like, okay, people come around drinking bottles of like this really fucking shit beer that was full of sediment at the bottom. It's like, drink it slowly. Don't you mix that up. That's gonna last us the night. That is, Like,
was it nice?
The first sip was good. The rest was just filled with sediment. You know what I mean? Because it was all the bottom.
Yeah.
Fun but stupid. You know what I mean? I'm free. Mom, go away. Leave me alone. I'm free.
But can you bring my tea and bacon sandwich to me at 8:00? So I'm gonna get to school.
What time's dinner? I'm still free. That's it. But they were good times. So good times. A couple of parties in there as well. Like.
It was a small parties.
No, but the caravan was quite long. Like. Long, but it was just nothing in it, like apart from my two-seater couch, and then and like.
To get a couch in a caravan, to be fair, is quite. They're a special model of caravan, aren't they?
It's like it's a 30. I think it was a 30, maybe 20-foot one, but it was quite quite big for a thing, because these days it's just some micro caravans, aren't they? Like tiny little plastic things. This was like full metal jacket kind of. That's what it was. It was just
you
a
can't
jacket.
take it anywhere.
No,
it just stays there.
We towed it from a place called Dunmanway. And halfway home, it just nearly completely fell apart because it was so fucked up. Because my dad was such a cheapskate, he was like, "Oh no, I'll be fine." So we had to stop halfway. And go, well, this might actually not make it home, and so we might have to drop this off at the recycling, And I haggled for hours about it, but it was just funny. But we finally got it back, and that was my cave for a bit. But yeah, it got moved around the garden a few times, as well as the stones that I picked when I was in my childhood.
How big is your garden? Bloody hell, to move.
It's in Ireland, so it was fucking big. It was like it was in
like a national
rural
park.
Yeah, it was like basically the woods. It was a woods. It was like like the hills have eyes kind of thing, that like Appalachia. But yeah, anyway, that's me. But like that was it. I love the caravan.
We're caravan fans.
I love it. Do you know what? I just love to drive to places with like those little caravan things that with a little. I would love that.
You see, like a caravanette, like a mobile home,
like a little van. Your little
van. No. Because I go down to Devon sometimes, and I drive around those roads, and the pressure to get one of those big cars from here to there. Take a little car and get an Airbnb.
Yeah, I guess.
Don't sleep in your car. Airbnbs are so cheap now. You can have a whole room.
Yeah, I know, but there's also the sort of serial killer.
More of your romanticism.
There's a serial killer factor as well. I'm kind of going, these people are fucking weird. Is that occasionally?
I'm more scared in a car.
Maybe it just takes me back to the days when I thought I was free.
Yeah, absolutely. We all thought that.
That was it. I was like, go away, Mom, Dad, leave me alone. That's it. But it was fun.
Can you wake me up at 7 o'clock?
Oh, it's time for school yet. Jesus Christ.
You weren't at school, were you? You're like 28.
No, it was last year, Joe. No, I was about 15. About 15, yeah.
Right.
I was a little shit as well.
Were you?
Fucking arsehole.
Were you naughty?
Got too much energy. I was just such a fucking. I was like, oh god, this is so annoying. I hate everyone. Everyone hates me. I'm gonna disrupt the class. You know, that was what it was.
Oh, were you that prick?
But it was a little bit of a prick, yeah. Oh no, I mean not a little. I was a massive prick. That's what I was. What I love about comedy, it's like just the same kind of. Like, we're having the cracking out banter and stuff. You know, you go see your friends at the wherever you're meeting at the school before school, and you're like, yeah, you know, tell them a story. Nothing fucking happened to you, but you have a story about fucking getting up in the morning, and then you'd have callbacks and like, you know, weird stuff that would happen.
Oh, I'm like that now.
That's the thing. That's it. But that's why.
Oh, you see what this is about?
That's what I mean. This is why I love this.
I'm that prick as well. Then
totally.
in that case,
Up top,
no.
yeah.
Couple of pricks on a podcast.
That's what it is. That's the new podcast. I think that's what it should be called.
Pricks. Oh, I like that. Yeah.
That's it. 2 pricks in a pod. Your show is going to be
Southside, hopefully.
Southside.
So we're
What time?
yeah. So this is this. I think it's at 2 at the moment, but I think it's going to have to be a bit later because last time I was on about sort of 6, 7, and that was better. It sounds all very disorganised, isn't it? But you've literally caught me organising it at the moment. Well, as much as I do.
Sorry, I don't judge.
So we're having those.
Admin.
Yeah, I can feel you judging some of my admin. It's like, oh god,
no,
the bloody admin man's
it's okay.
here.
It's okay.
It's like having the tax man round.
Okay, right. I've looked at your CD collection and I found it.
And they're not alphabetical. Get out.
I mean, and those bananas. I don't know what's going on with those bananas in that bowl. Come on, you should have
The
a hook for
pressure.
those.
Oh my god, there's a letter in my fruit bowl. You are going to blow your top. So hopefully it will be later. Yeah, so we're in talks about it at the moment, and obviously writing it at the moment.
We have a couple of meetings. There'll be minutes of those meetings taken.
Well, there will now. I'm terrified.
I will review those later.
Well, bring that paperclip. You remember that annoying? Are you trying to? What was it? Are you trying to write a letter? Are you trying?
Oh
to
yeah! Oh fuck yeah! The guy in the corner. Oh, do you want some help? No,
Yeah,
fuck, I want to just. Yeah, totally. Leave me alone. That's gone now. But yeah, that's.
I kind of need that in my life, though. I think maybe.
Yeah, occasionally now because everyone gets so distracted. It's like I'm just going to send this. Oh, I've just seemed to have done 5 circuits of Instagram, Twitter.
Yeah.
Half
Oh, it's hard work. Well, I was saying to. Oh no! Do I want to say this in a podcast?
You can cut it out if you want.
Well, it's nothing serious, but it's just slightly mental.
Go on.
That I would do. So on these different, we're talking about different platforms, and we were talking about earlier the television. Yeah, brilliant! It's a platform, fantastic. That's what they want to hear. Platforms, go for it,
By the way,
Joe.
I leant closer there.
Go on, Joe.
Go on, Joe. You
Go
bear
on.
all. You got. Yeah, no.
So I've
fine.
become obsessed with this woman on YouTube called Estelle, and she's like 55, 60 maybe, and she tells fortunes. Like she's like a horoscope person. She's from Ep.68 way, so she's really lovely. And then so she'll be going, hello Virgos, like it's everything she says is like massively positive, like, oh thank you so much for all coming through today. She's like, your cards for this week are the sun. Oh Virgo, you're gonna it's all happening for you, blah blah blah. And then suddenly in the middle of it she'll go, oh hold on a minute, they're talking to me now. They're talking to me. What are they saying? What are they saying now? What are they saying? I'm watching for my inspiration as a such and such year old woman and half an hour video of a middle-aged woman talking to dead people on YouTube. That's what I'm doing now.
It's okay.
That's what I'm doing.
That's okay. Because most of it's positive, right?
So it's like almost your mum telling you it's going to all be all right.
That's
like,
great.
oh, it doesn't matter that you haven't done your admin for your Edinburgh show, Virgos.
Wow.
No Virgos have
She's
at all.
fucking really
She's bloody on it.
specific.
Oh, hold on, what are they telling me? What are they telling me? Oh, okay. And then she'll start laughing, but it all seems really normal. She'll be like, oh, sometimes they give me too much information too quickly, and I have to, but what they're telling me is to step into your power, Virgo. That's what you need to do. So I'm becoming a bit obsessed with these. I'm just watching them on Leap.
My wife watches these because she's into crystals and all that.
Oh,
kind of
did she
stuff.
watch them?
Because she used to rent a crystal shop.
Because there's loads of
in
these
town.
videos as
And
well.
That's wonderful. I think
Your wife
great.
used to rent a crystal shop in town.
She's onto all that kind of like alternative. I talk about MAC and alternative medicine, all this kind of.
Right.
So she's into all that stuff. She goes to fairs and she has all these crystals and does all these like Reiki, all everything, all that. She knows it all. Yeah. So she does this. And she watches all these things as well on YouTube. But there's a couple of women, and there's one woman. They're brilliant. They've got loads of
thousands of followers.
And they're making money. They're making this.
So is my point.
Driving to fucking like Devon.
But it's like, but how? Because I've really bought into some of it. I've been like, oh no, she's talking about me. That this happened, and I should do that. It's like, well, how can she be? Like, everyone with the same star sign is not doing what?
Yeah.
So how?
Yeah. And she's so specific.
Yeah.
It's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just...
Does your wife do the videos?
My wife doesn't do the videos, but she watched them. She showed me one woman who was like I think she's from Louisiana. She was brilliant, but I loved her style.
Tarot on the putting these tarot, and then suddenly like a really weird card.
Yeah.
So like on this, because I've watched this week's reading already. Suddenly she's starting off with all these short cards and like, oh, it's going to be brilliant, it's going to be fantastic. And then she'll bring in like an A4 size piece of paper onto a thing, and it will say move forward or something, and it's insanity.
No, I know,
Winter.
I know, but you see.
Does your wife believe all this as well, then?
Yeah. I think most of it is positive, right? There's nothing wrong with having a belief.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what,
is that what it is?
Yeah, I think
is it just looking, am I that desperate for positivity in my life
I'll be honest
that I'm having to refer to a middle-aged lady who's speaking to dead people?
I think, look, there's nothing, look at all the fucking people who go to church. All these people go.
Oh,
it's nothing great more.
Is Estelle God? Is Estelle God?
Don't we need something?
That is what I'm going to call my Edinburgh show.
Yeah. Why not? Why not? It's like,
is Estelle off YouTube God? Who knows?
We all need something, don't we?
Apparently so.
I watch a lot of YouTube. Oh God, I'm embarrassed. Motivation videos.
Oh, see, I don't like that. It sent me the other way.
I love them.
I get quite irritated by that type. Anyone telling me to be motivated.
Yeah, I get carried away with it. Like,
who's your favourite?
I think some called the Motiversity, and I've watched loads of them. And I was doing a couple of gigs, and I did one gig. It was a while ago, and like it was down in the middle in the West Country somewhere, and I did a Brexit joke, and I didn't realise I was in Brexiteer country. Right?
Oh.
And it was my third joke, and I was like,
mistake.
Bollocks! And I was like, oh no, but it wasn't so much a Brexit joke. It was just like one of those ones. It was a clever one. But they didn't. All they heard was that trigger word, and they were like, "No, not from here, Brexit, get out." You know, so that's kind of like they and so I spent the next 17 minutes
apologising,
digging my way out of this hole. And I refused to give up on it. You know, I was like, "No, I'm not going to give up on this," because I was like, "I fucking come all this way. I'm not, you know." But I listened to all that motivation stuff, and that was in my head. It's like, "You can go there, you can do this." So
I sensed that from you.
Yeah, that wrong attitude, because it was like, "Hey, look, they just want to have a good time," and I'm like, "No." You're wrong.
We're not going to come to comedy and have a good time.
You're wrong.
No one is.
Totally. If you're not going to laugh at me, I'm going to show you how right I am.
I'm going to get a register and sign you all in and out.
That's it. And then I came back and was like, that is the wrong attitude for comedy. You need to just, you know, that, like, you know what I mean? I was like, I'm trying to force it at them, and whereas go, here's the jokes, guys, enjoy them. I was like, but you know, I was like full on attack mode, complete Joe. I was just like, no, dig it in. But people came
I'd be like a terrier.
Yeah, I was absolutely like that. I was like, I didn't smash it, but I got them laughing despite themselves.
There you go.
You know,
job done.
But yeah, not really. You want them to like you, don't you? And then you guys came up to me and said, well done for sticking that out. You know, because they saw the sheer battle,
like a battle scene in Game of Thrones.
I was like, you know, none shall laugh.
It's like you like a good TED talk.
I love it. I love the motivation.
And it works for you.
For me, yeah, because it pushes the other voices in my head out. I've got to do this. Yeah, what are you doing this for? You know, it's like I'm doing this for me, but also for them. I think that most guys, they just kind of like, they just think about that themselves.
Right.
I think that generally a female comic will think about the impact of every like line.
People in the audience.
Yeah. You're more sensitive to everything. Like, we're just going, oh, well, no self-awareness for a long time.
I think I'm quite vacuous.
Oh, that's great. Well, join the club. I don't know what I'm saying anymore.
It's happened to that day, isn't it?
It's like, you know, it's just, I think that it's important to know what you're talking about, Joe. I think that's what it is.
I never know what I'm talking about.
No, I listen to them, and, you know, in my car or whatever, you know, you shouldn't use it as armour, you should use it as actual motivation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You shouldn't psych yourself up.
I read that Alan Carr's Easy Way to Stop Smoking when I was smoking, and I deliberately gave up smoking 6 years ago after being quite a heavy smoker, so I didn't have to read any more of that drivel. Wow. I got halfway through and was so irritated by someone saying, you're smoking because of this, you're smoking because of this, and you think it's this, and it's like, you're not in my mind.
Yeah.
You know, Alan. There's no Alan in my head.
Yeah, putting cigarettes out in the book.
Exactly.
You know?
So I deliberately gave up to spite him and his book.
That's fair.
So it did work in a roundabout type of way.
Little pile in the corner of his books, little book burning section.
Nice. And inhaling the smoke.
When did you start doing comedy?
Oh, too many years ago to say now. Yeah. I did for a long time ago, and then I gave up because I work in TV as well, and I was trying to do both, and
It's hard, isn't it?
we just can't. There's just not enough hours in the day,
Mm-hmm.
and I was young enough at the time to be able to try it, but it was just too physically demanding, really.
Absolutely.
Then I gave up for a while and did a lot of reality TV.
Oh yeah, like you were in it, or just like?
Oh no, I wasn't in it. No,
Oh, right.
I just did loads of series of Big Brother and X Factor and
Cool.
that type of thing. Basically,
Which
the
is your
live
favourite?
TV shows.
What's your favourite?
I'm always Big Brother.
Oh yeah.
Always Big Brother. Yeah, yeah. That was a great show to work on.
Yeah.
Some of the people now that I've seen 10 years, you know, are still my friends in television, or still my good friends. I'll still meet up with them all the time because, you know, lovely people. It attracted a lovely production team.
Good.
So came back to it properly. I say properly. I haven't done my admin for my Edinburgh show though, have I? About 6 years ago. So, and now I'm obviously doing really well because you've seen me on the Apollo, right?
Yeah, no, you're there. Yeah, I've seen you there.
I'm opening a lot at the moment. But the other day I'd had a couple of weeks off comedy, and that's never a good idea, is it?
No.
Well, you go back to it and it's just so
Clunky.
hard.
Yeah.
It's really difficult when you come back and you almost halfway through,
Yeah.
you're like, oh God, I remember how to do this now. But it's just purely, I think it was like 10 days or something in between the gig. And then sort of went into a student union that was quite rowdy anyway. It was like a bit floundering.
Yeah.
I really was.
Like,
oh God, it was panic mode
no.
set in. And then the worst thing was, we're in my flat, aren't we?
Yeah.
Like, and it's a group of, there's blocks of flats in here, aren't there?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the one opposite my flat, the students, there's a lovely student couple that live there. Right. And it's their student university.
Oh, no.
But they weren't there that day.
That's okay.
They weren't there. At least they were.
Yeah, but you did
have a look
well,
at
though. You just was like in your head, you're not like.
No, I think I could have done better.
I can't see how you didn't do well. Like,
I think I did. I think you always sort of come away, particularly if you haven't. I'd like to do more emceeing because I'd like to be a little bit more reactionary to audience members, and because I think. Do you find how? I always wonder with emceeing how you get to.
Do this
just not
quickly.
say the wrong thing.
I say the wrong thing all the time.
Do you?
I say the wrong thing all the time, but it's just learning from not like, okay, well, I've said the wrong thing many times now, don't say that again. But if you do say that, be prepared for them to try and voice you with your own fucking bar. but in
to
a fun
lynch
way.
you.
It's like, for example, I did this, like, because I see that my gig every month.
Yeah.
And like, well, get returning crowd. One woman in there one night, I'll tell your name, but is this your son? You know, it's like, no, it's my husband.
Well, except that was the night that I was there. It was the night that I was there. Because I had to go on after you as you said that. I was like, God. I think she's only just moved to the area, hasn't she?
No, I don't know. I don't think you were there that night. It was because she was on the left-hand side, glasses. They both had glasses.
Oh, no. I've heard that. I've heard that before happen.
Fuck's sake. But the thing is, usually I bounce back, no problem.
God.
But it was just because I was so certain that it was her son. You know, I was like, what a dickhead. You know, because I judge. You know, it's like I'm just doing the audience admin. You are definitely her son.
Prick.
Great.
I want to be the opportunity to be a judgmental arsehole.
But the great thing is, it's like I think the rule of emceeing is like, for me anyway, it might be different for anyone else, right? Some people like, you know, will like, I'm in control, I'm the man, that's
the
fine.
boss. I think I could get away with that. Like a pissed off sausage dog.
Yeah, I'm going to bite your ankles off. I've got a mouth. So it's just like, I don't know what that means. That doesn't make it any better.
Don't ever say that on stage.
Wait, well, I can use my hands.
I've got a mouth
said that before.
and I can sing.
I've said that before. I was like, if I can use my hands too. Okay, well, this is getting more creepy. We usually just bounce and move on. But no, I just was like, and everyone saw that I went,
no,
and they saw me just that little
the doubt,
a doubt of self, and go, oh, fucked up here, that clown thing of going, everything's fine, no problem. Okay, fine, well done. It should have just carried on, you know, and just gone, well, fucking check you out. The thing that helps me with the emceeing is improv. I did a couple of courses.
How do you find improv? It's exhausting.
It's terrifying, but
so much
it
running
helps.
around.
It helps though. But I swear it helps because it really helped me with everything else because I used to be terrified at the beginning, absolutely terrified, Joe.
Right.
And now,
stand up.
Absolutely. And it was only like about 4 years in, I was still terrified. 5 years in, I was still terrified, and then I did the improv, and I was like, oh, this is fine.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's fine. I just found that really helped me with my MC. And just everything, just confidence-wise as well. And because I think the people who start in improv then go to stand-up are streaks ahead because they have all that, or actors are just that, you know, the same. They have all that background to lean on.
Yeah.
Because they have, you see them go, why are they so? How long have you been on? A year. Why? You're an actor, but they have that back in the back pocket. They don't necessarily connect with the audience well enough, but they still have that poise and it's okay.
I know how to deal with being on stage. Yeah,
that's it.
Well, I came from. I could say an acting background.
Where did you do your degree?
Performing arts.
Oh, where?
So Middlesex, Trent Park in London. Right. So that was a long time ago. But yeah, I guess I'm from an acting background. Great. I'm in a film this year.
Did that help?
To stand up.
Yeah.
Hugh Thomas, you know Hugh Thomas, a brilliant comedian. He moved to Spain, so he's not necessarily be around, but he was a big King's Head comedian.
Right.
He ran one of our modules, which was stand-up comedy, and I did my first gig there. Died on my arse, awful.
Wow.
So it took me ages to get back out of that mentality of like, right, to actually understand how to do stand-up comedy. Yeah. Like, I don't think I took his module. I think it was like a talent night or something ridiculous. Like, and I just thought you could just get up and do it. I didn't realise that loads of work has to go.
Yeah.
Because people make it, you must have been like all the time, I'll have a go at that. Is it?
But well done for like your first gig was bad. Most people's first gig is amazing.
Exactly. Yeah. Mine was not good. So yeah, went back to it, and the second one, brilliant. Like it was more organised, friends and family, so very supportive audience. Third one, I think we thought we were amazing, so we set up a comedy club, and about 2 people came and we were shit. And so yeah, it's kind of gone along those lines since then, really. But I've really been enjoying comedy recently. Right. But I do you ever worry about yourself of why?
Mentally?
Yeah. No, why?
Sorry.
Why you do this?
But I'm giving too much away. Oh my God, where's the toaster?
Estelle can help you with that. Estelle, get on Estelle's vibe. I'm gonna subscribe you to her when we go.
What's wrong with me that I need this in my life? Comedy, yeah.
Well, yeah, because I was saying to lovely Logan Murray.
Yeah.
I was saying I think I could have been really successful if I wasn't a comic.
If you put all that determination and drive into something that's lucrative,
actually else that makes a bit more sense. Then that could have worked out a little bit along the way.
It takes so much energy, doesn't it?
It takes a lot of time as well, doesn't it? A lot of driving around and sort of sitting by yourself in places waiting for whoever that you don't know to turn up, and then everyone's kind of in the same gang, which is what I quite like about it. There's no reason that I would have ever met any of the people tonight.
That's it.
But because we all do the same thing, we all automatically click as a
group.
Club.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Because no one else can be in the club because the audience members, unless they are comics.
Is it like? Thing.
Did you ever go raving?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you ever walk behind the DJ and carry their box? I mean, for me, logistically, carrying a box of vinyl is fucking hard work. Again, wanted to be part of the club, Winter. Wanted to be part of the club. Yeah, wanted to be part of Jeremy Healy. I didn't carry Jeremy Healy's records, but that would have been slightly ridiculous. Yeah, is it that kind of thing?
I think it is. I think we want to belong, don't we? We want to belong in some group. I think.
Yeah, it's a good group to belong in. Yeah. I think it is.
I think comedians are so soulless. They need somewhere to go, don't they? Really, they're just dead inside, aren't they? It's like, oh, I've got no.
Dead inside.
They are. You have it. I have this thing, right? I had this thing. I was in just doing a new material spot the other day, and I was at the bar, and I was just getting a drink or something, and I looked beside me. I looked at this person. I'm sometimes fucking terrible with the first impressions, because I was like, I saw this girl, looked at her, wasn't leching on her, basically what I'm trying to say. I just looked at her and made it really awkward and didn't address it, but I just felt that she was a comic, do you know what I mean? I didn't say anything.
Was she?
She was.
There you go.
But I just
knew straight away.
But I didn't say, and I had to say it afterwards, because I wanted to say she was really good. And I said to her, sorry about earlier.
Sorry about staring at you really lechy in the corner.
I was staring you into the eye, looking her in the eyes. I wasn't looking anywhere else, Joe. But I was just like, I'm sorry about that weirdness earlier on. I'm just really terrible with people, But like, I really felt that she was coming. Yeah, sixth sense of people.
Yeah, you can. But what is it about that? Because I've done that a few times. Not stare creepily at someone, but straight away known who the comic was as soon as they walked in, even though I'd not. There's
an air. There's something about them.
Yeah, even if they come in and sort of just disappear off, it's like I'll know that they're going to be on stage. There's an energy. Then whenever I turn up to a club, everyone looks totally surprised that I'm about to go on stage.
Really?
I did the bloody Gong show the other day.
At the comedy store.
At the comedy store. Oh. How horrific is that?
It's tough, isn't it?
3 minutes 50.
That's good. That's only
for my first ever time.
That's fucking
but
good,
I
man.
had no concept of a gong show. I'd never seen one before. I didn't know what it was. But when I turned up, the guy on the door was like, "Really? What, you're going to put your name down?" I went, yes. No, headed down the
fourth shortest comedian.
Shortest comedian,
Fuck
mate.
you, innit?
Yes,
Yeah,
I
exactly.
am.
There's still room for me, I think. You know, exactly. Fuck.
You might have seen me. Oh, no. Well, it wasn't me, actually. It was the other one. No, not that one. The other one. The other one.
You might think you saw me 3 more times
before. It wasn't that. No, not that one. No, that one. She's really funny. No, not her. I'm
He's
not
got a
her.
moustache. That is not
Yeah,
me.
exactly. Not that one. No. Yeah, it was pretty much that. They went down, and everyone looked utterly surprised that I was about to go and do so. I don't like to, I don't know if I don't like to be in a group. I mean, you're not at the comedy store at that, are you? But I like to be in the audience and watch, which you can't do if you're opening a lot of the time. But I but this you could, so you could sort of see what the scale of it was, and it's like, oh my god, this is horrific, but actually quite amusing. So went on 3 minutes 50, got gong. I made the mistake of trying to talk to the audience because apparently you just don't do that.
No.
But I hadn't,
It's all right.
It looked really arrogant, I think, and people were like, "Who does she think she is? A comedian?"
Exactly.
Someone told me the whole comedy store started don't they tell you to get off? Don't they, basically? Oh, you're rubbish! You're rubbish! You're rubbish!
No.
Which I've had, and the worst thing is, that's like a nightmare almost, isn't it? So it came off. I went and sat down and was like, "Oh, that was brilliant! I'd love to go and do that again." That's not right.
No, it's not right. But that's the thing. It's that kind of determination you're talking about. If we put it into something more positive, we could fucking cure the world of everything.
Yeah, but we didn't.
I know,
because we're pricks.
Yeah, totally. We're just absolute selfish pricks.
Absolutely. You just want to talk about ourselves all the time. This is why you're here. With us.
Exactly. This is it. Exhibit A. I'm pointing to this recording device. 3 minutes 50.
Yeah.
Great.
I haven't gone back and done it again, but I think I know.
Got 6 months.
Oh, yeah, 6 months.
Or
you have to leave it and then
you can go and show
back.
up and try and get a spot when you're there.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
okay, fine.
No,
I might
good.
have for 6 months. I think it's long enough.
You'll definitely, if you're going at 350 the last time, you'll definitely do it.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'd like to get through the 5. That would be quite I think that's going to become a bit of a bucket list thing of not. But how does it get to that? Because I'd never done a gong show before. I'm not really that type of comedian. I wouldn't. But now I'm almost slightly obsessed with that.
That's it. You get hooked, isn't it? I want the pain. Just like start wearing long sleeves because you're like self-harming all the time, isn't it? It's like, oh.
I want to be booed off by like the entire.
I want people to hate me. I
yeah,
want people
exactly.
to really hate me.
Oh, brilliant! It worked.
That's great, and make them laugh despite the fact they hate me. That's what I want. It's just, I was there. Ian Stone was.
Oh wow!
Ian Stone was.
Was he gonging then?
Yeah, he was gonging.
Yeah.
Ian Stone was emceeing, and he's great comedian. And he goes at Christmas time.
God, you've got a death wish, haven't you?
Yeah, but
gong show at the comedy store at Christmas.
No, but honestly, I think this is probably might be one of the best times to go, because I tell you this, I didn't manage to get on that night because everyone was so busy trying to get on. But it was one of those nights when they were just not giving anyone a chance, getting gonged off every 10 seconds. Yeah. I was like, all right. Anyway,
on the way you look.
Yeah, but he was like, oh yeah, he's got bad shoes, man.
Birmingham.
That's it. Oh, that's it. I don't like his mole, whatever it is. Fucking some stupid shit like this. Yeah. Wrong height. What is stupid? And so
wrong height.
Wrong height. Yeah, so that's it. No, bad shoes. Really, really petty shit. And so after the 10th person got gonged off, right? The audience were like, no, because people had the cards. People had the cards. So it's not necessarily the audience that are begging for blood. It's just these fucking dickheads with the cards.
Yeah.
So, in the audience were like, no, change the cards. Change the cards.
Oh, that's good.
And I was like, fuck, this doesn't usually happen at this gig. Usually it's the audience just want to see you fucking bleed. I want to just see you bleed out on stage. And so Ian Stone was really taken aback, and he was kind of going. And he was like, no, I'm not going to change the cards. He says, change the cards. It's like, this isn't how this goes, because he was bagging on all the people that have been on before, and they're like, no, this is wrong. And so we could see that the audience were against him. Yeah, he did. We could see that the audience were against him, and he was like, I'm Ian Stone. It was so funny. It was so funny the way that he was like, this doesn't go like this. They're begging for blood with me because I hate people who are trying to do what I'm doing. That's what it was like. It was really fucking funny the way the dynamic had changed. So maybe Christmas is the time to go.
Did they change the cards?
Yeah, they did change the cards. Yeah.
Did they make you do it again?
No.
In your pants and your vest.
That's it. Strip for me, boy. But yeah, it was funny though. I've just never seen that happen before. There are humans here.
It's such a strange environment, isn't it? It kind of it's just a bit of a weird thing as well, because you don't go with anyone. Well,
No,
I don't bring my
like
family.
to
I
bring
mean,
anyone. No,
not bring my entire back catalogue of friends and family.
Yeah, I mean, the people that have hung on
to my 3 minutes 50 glory at the comedy store.
Yeah, I mean, it's because I found that your comedy is kind of burned off whatever friends or friend people I thought were friends for a while.
Yeah.
Go, oh well,
until they see you taking the mick out of them on stage.
Yeah. Oh, big story. Anyway, look at this guy. So yeah, you're gonna book it again, right?
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, I think I will. I'll give it another go, I think.
So you said you were in a film.
I am in a film.
Oh, you're
I think I'm in a film.
What's the film you're doing?
So I'm in a film called Artemis Fowl.
Oh, okay.
Which is the new Disney kind of series of magical books.
Amazing.
At the moment, I'm head of the Dwarf Kingdom.
Amazing.
No.
Amazing. I love this.
No. It's a bit weird because I said to my brother, actually, I was like, I used to get really annoyed when people called me a dwarf at school. Yeah. Now I'm heading up a goddamn kingdom. Screw you,
guys.
My dwarf kingdom.
Finally, what have you done with your life?
You ain't got a bloody... I haven't got a house, but I've got a kingdom, Winter. That's the thing.
Yeah, that's right.
But yeah, just normal stuff like that. But yeah, I'm in it at the moment. I'm been like, I won't tell you what the scene is, but I've got, say, 4 or 5 lines in the scene.
Great.
So it was directed by Kenneth Branagh, so it was quite amazing to do. I know it was incredible. It was all a brilliant experience, but it is one scene. So the possibility of that scene being taken out, but it was good. I'm hanging on to it.
Doesn't matter. Put that credit, get your spotlight shit together, put that fucker on there.
It's like, I don't even know, because I'm not from acting, really. I don't... Yeah. But what if you go and say, oh, I'm in this film, and then you're not in it? It might be a bit... Doesn't matter. Really? So what's Spotlight though? It's like online agency.
Online agency, yeah, that you can put your credits on, and like
But I'm not allowed to do that until the film's out, surely.
Yeah, I mean, well, just have it ready to go.
Yeah.
That's one. You need 4, I think. You need 4 credits, and you got Spotlight profile, and then
4 film credits,
or whatever,
or
TV,
acting
or acting, presenting, or whatever it is. You know, all this kind of shit. Fucking do it, man. Everyone likes money, don't they?
Doesn't it cost loads of money to get on there?
That's 154, I think, at the moment for a year.
I was just happy heading up a kingdom.
Fair fucks to you. That's brilliant. You got I don't even.
I just like heading up my kingdom, so I'm not bothered about Spotlight.
That's amazing. That's great. So you're the head of the Dwarf Kingdom.
I am. Yeah. So I'm being interviewed with the head of the Goblin Kingdom about our kingdoms. Judi Dench is in the film.
Oh,
yeah,
brilliant.
Yeah, and it was shot a lot in Ireland, I think. But I came on towards the end of the production, so. I shot in just outside London in the studio. So nice. It was mental. It was because I was so nervous about it, because obviously Kenneth Branagh, and you're like, what? Like, it's going to be directing, and actually really nervous about it. But then when I got there, because I'm so long in hair and makeup, because they have to do me, like, I have to have ears, obviously, because I did
pixie ears,
pointing slightly. I hope I'm allowed to say all this. So how they were filming it is they kind of filmed it on a bit of a plinth, like a raised platform.
Tom Cruise, that sort of thing.
And then they made me fly up a building and go down wrestle someone on the top of a bloody truck.
Yeah, just go to sleep. Let it happen. Shh.
That was the next day.
Oh, great.
But they sort of made me do it on this plinth, so it kind of felt a little bit like stand up. So, but because you were raised on a stage in front of loads of people, it kind of felt a bit, and so that almost helped. It was like, oh God, okay. You know when your adrenaline goes a bit crazy, and you're like, oh, this feels quite familiar. Actually, being stood on this plinth.
Everyone must look at me
with ears,
bow towards me. This is what it is. I love
this. Get down on your knees, suckers. Come and meet my eye level.
Sounds very familiar.
Sure it does. Sure it does.
Oh, times are hard, Joe. Times are hard. Gotta make money somehow.
Don't call you the button boy for nothing, do they?
Oh, yeah, this is great. Do you use this in your stand-up? You should use this. This is funny.
Oh, no, it's the first time I've ever told it. You have an exclusive on this. So I got really skint in my normal stand-up. The Apollo didn't call me. Oh, yeah. So,
that one gig every 6 months is a fucker.
Exactly. And then, it was a bit, the TV stuff, the right contracts weren't coming along, or any contracts at one point. This was a couple of years ago. Bizarrely, I got a call from a friend of mine who does work in films, and he said, we're shooting a film with Kevin Costner and Gary Oldman and Tommy Lee, and it's like a big action film, and the person in it is a child who's about 4'2", coincidence, with dark hair. Yeah. It's like, but she's legally not allowed to be on set all the time.
Yeah.
So can you come down and stand there? But so I became so I kind of did that for a week on an airfield with Kevin Costner.
Yeah.
And it was just the most bizarre experience because
This is great.
it was just ridiculous. Well, I dressed to the nines for it as well. You're supposed to go to blooming costume and dress in the same like kids' clothes. It's I ain't doing that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Robin Hood over there. There's no way I am dressing like a twat in front of that guy. No way. Gucci glasses, the lot, and Ralph Lauren's cashmere sweater down to set. Because there's a weird thing in movies. I don't know if it's standard in movies, but the movies that I've since worked on is that they don't have a lot of chairs around. People don't really sit down. It's like in live TV, like when I've done live TV as well, when I've worked behind the scenes of that. There's not a lot of places to sit. People are, wandering around all the time. So the only places to sit are like the cast chairs and the director's chair, obviously. So I had to sit, because I can't stand up for very long, I had to sit in like the cast chairs. So there's like Gary Oldman, me sat in the middle, Kevin Costner. Yeah. I said it was like my very own Game of Thrones, and no one could tell me to move because I'm disabled.
Great. Got your badge out. See your badge out on the side there.
So I'm in race for the rest of the run, and that tops Hollywood. So like we did it for a couple of weeks, and it was great.
Did you get to chat to him?
I did. He was a lovely man.
Oh, brilliant!
Really hot as well. Really incredibly hot. He's Robin Hood, so it's kind of But then I did a couple of it, and I did one for Mary Poppins as well, but only a week on that. I wasn't really used because it was towards the end of the production. Yeah. And then I did one for the new Pokemon film that's coming out now, and I think I got sacked because I'm shit.
Oh no!
Because I'm a shit Pokemon, apparently.
You were a Pokemon?
Well, so they did.
Which one?
Well, this is the awful thing.
No, we don't know.
This is really bad, and I've tried this in stand up, and it's never gone. The story has never gone well. So it gets more pity, I think, than actual pride in anything that I do. Yeah. So you win these blue suits, don't you? Because they're CGI on you, basically.
Yeah. Like a morph suit sort of thing.
Exactly, and they're kind of. But they started getting really obsessed with like my features and like my eyes and my lips. And like they were filming at one point, and the guy in the audition, the sort of pre-workshop, was really like, "Oh, your lips and your eyes, and is this?" So I came back to my boyfriend, was like, "Oh, I'm like," they were really going on about my eyes and stuff. So I think the Pokemon that I'm going to be is like, I've seen one that's got really long eyelashes. It's really like got these beautiful eyes and like big puckering lips and And then the next day, I saw who my Pokemon was. And I'm this fat kind of spud thing, possibly called lardon. To a piece of bacon. I've got my mouth is in the middle of my stomach, and my eyes are on massive big stalks coming around and moving around. And that was my Pokemon.
Wow.
Yeah, because I couldn't jump off a wall. They didn't ask me back. Can't jump off a wall. That's it over. My Pokemon days are over. Wow. There's my Edinburgh show. My Pokemon days are over. Yeah. So, there'll be a lot of stuff about, because it's quite an odd thing to do. And it kind of, that's how, off the back of that, just the same people I ended up in the casting director, and then Artemis Fowl happened. So I don't know if, hopefully I did.
Can't wait to see it.
So exciting.
Can't wait to see it, Jo.
I just hope I really hope I'm in it. Heading up my kingdom.
Me too. I'm going to go to the cinema.
So I don't know what my kingdom will do without me, quite frankly.
That's great, of course.
So it comes out in August this year. So it will come out maybe when I'm in Edinburgh.
Right.
So
I'll give you text because I'm not going to Edinburgh this year. I'm taking it. Yes, I feel so good about it.
Really?
Yeah,
you went last year, though, didn't you?
Yeah, I went last year.
Oh, you're fine.
The year before, I just just taking a break. Your sister went with you on the first Edinburgh show, didn't she?
Oh yeah, it was horrendous. We died every single night. Poor girl. She's 10 years younger than me. Yeah. So while I was at university, she was kind of growing up. So I decided to rectify this by taking her to my first Edinburgh Festival without being any slightly experienced in doing stand-up at all, and then died on my arse in this massive nightclub every night.
So you're bonding over the misery. I like that. That's a good plan.
Oh, there was a bit of misery on that as well. Yeah, but still, there were some good elements of that show that I might bring back in other shows. As they say in Back to the Future, what do they say, Winter? Your kids are going to love it. This might not be for you yet, but your kids are going to love it.
Oh, yeah. Now, this is a question. that never really goes anywhere, but I'm going to ask it anyway. So
Okay.
don't feel under pressure to answer this. I can cut this out.
Okay.
Right, so basically, I mind myself on, like, you know, we used to, as I was saying before, when I go to gigs, there's some gigs where you go, right, okay, none shall laugh, that kind of gig.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
right, here we go. You know, the beginning, just to kind of like get rid of that fear that, okay, well, I don't know if this is my crowd. Now, what is the person I'm going to be to kind of get me through that bit here? Do you have a thing like that you like would model yourself on? I'm not saying you're taking someone's like soul,
Like a persona.
Yeah, persona. Yeah.
Well, sometimes I think when I'm really nervous about a gig, I slip into a slight persona, and it's a really overemphasized brummy version of myself. I don't know if I get really nervous and then suddenly start getting really brummy, because it's like an emergency, almost like a really over the top version of myself. Say if I was to do 4 or 5 gigs a week, say in Edinburgh, by the end of that there'd be no kind of persona. You'd just be yourself on stage, wouldn't you? Just
burn
talk
off,
into
isn't it?
Yeah,
It's
you
like
kind of the adrenaline, the
gone.
nerves, everything have gone. When it gets to that point, I love that more because you can really. What I quite liked about my last Edinburgh show as well, there was people coming in. And it was a lot to give the audience. I was like 4'2". I'm not even the shortest comedian, so I can't even go on about that. Yeah. And then I'm dressing up as Amy Vinehund and arguing with a dog and telling them all about how, Kevin Costner and all these things. There's a lot going on there. Amazing. So in the middle of it, like of course, like it's very bizarre as well. It's my type of humour. So the guy would get I don't understand what you're saying. I'm leaving. And I was like, well, go on then, get out. Yeah. But we're keeping your wife. And Pam was staying. She weren't going. So there was no persona at that point. Yeah. It was all just it was like, say, if you turn around to me now and gone, right, I don't think it's what you'd say back because you're reacting in the moment. You're just really enjoying it. I think a lot more. I think I get a little bit too persona-y when there's too much break between each gig. Yeah. It's like a self-defense mechanism almost.
You're like sort of like, okay, well, this needs to go here, and then that needs to go there.
Yeah,
and then
I need to almost relax a little bit more on, particularly when the bigger clubs now. Yeah. And it's hard, isn't it? Because you can't see. It must be really hard for an MC actually, because you can't see
the audience.
Yeah,
front row always get it, isn't it?
Exactly, because you can't see anybody else really.
Just the old visor thing.
Or the kind of down, or if someone does heckle you, you can't see who they are. So visually, there's no jokes.
Yeah, that's true.
It's quite hard, but MCs seem to get around this fine. Some of the best MCs at the Comedy Store, like Jared Christmas, must be able to see people in the audience, or just annihilate people anyway. But
maybe there's a certain height thing they have, like, because maybe the lights at the height that we roughly are. Yeah, it's like there's an average thing. It goes straight in your eyes out over a certain height.
Do you think that's what it is?
They can see. Maybe that's what.
Do you know they can see more people?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, how funny!
Yeah.
So I'm constantly doing a gig like it's a near-death experience. Yeah. Like there's a light at the end of my tunnel that I'm staring into constantly. No wonder I've got a bloody persona.
It's not me, death. It's not. I'm not ready yet.
Yeah, exactly. Well, a lot of the time I probably am.
No, not again, death. Come on, give me a pass on this one. Give me a let on this one. Come on.
Give me time. I've done 3 minutes 50 here.
It's a new bit of material. Fuck you, innit? You do the same thing every day.
Show up in your cloak and your dagger. Or whatever.
I can't imagine this is ever a problem for you, Joe, but if you're at a dinner party or the conversation's flowing like mud.
Sounds like a great dinner party to me.
Do you know what I mean? Like some friends, and it's just not working out very well conversation-wise, or any sort of, there's no banter, there's nothing. It's like,
it's dry. That sounds like my entire stand-up routine. Yeah. That sounds like every time I do a gig, this could get really awkward. Oh no, it's relatively oh god, panic. What can you whip out to plug this hole gap?
Deeper. Yeah. So do you have anything like that?
What, like a story that I would tell? Yeah. I'd say, look, you may be... I don't know what to say. Say you haven't got your own bloody kingdom, have you now?
No, yeah, exactly. I'm the king of the dwarves. What the fuck?
Exactly, that's what I would say. Right. In true, I'm the king of the dwarves. Yeah. And off I go on my merry way.
Me, Jester.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm not going to entertain you, right?
I've never had that before, apart from that minute when you asked me that.
Yeah, so I thought I did that. This is the story you can have.
It's the only time that I've ever
that's
done
gone
it.
Great until that minute on Winter's podcast.
I tell you why, because I've never thought about that before. And as soon as I've thought about filling a moment with a moment, but maybe I should.
Do you know what, Joe? Maybe it's me.
I wasn't going to say, but maybe it is.
It might be me and my magnetic personality, because I have to have friends on podcasts because I don't have friends in real life anymore. Oh, that's sad. But Joe, your show this year is called, again,
Tales from the Fourth Shortest Comedian.
Tales from the Fourth Shortest Comedian, and you are possibly at the Southside.
Yes.
At what time-ish?
Well, at the moment it's 2:00, but that is subject to change. So check your Fringe app because I will be on it.
Okay, and where can we find you?
Normally, I'm in Epsom next week. I'm doing a lot of those brewery gigs at the moment. They're quite good fun, aren't they? Yeah, a lot of people sort of packed into a brewery. What could possibly go wrong there with comedy?
What's
So
your
Epsom
website?
next week. www.joecoffey.com.
Twitter.
@JoeCoffey.
Instagram.
@Coffey06.
Oh, interesting. You went with the number format. Is there a lot of Joe Coffeys?
Well, there wasn't at the time, and I should have taken Joe Coffey, really.
Okay.
I should have, but I'm not, because I do a lot of Instagram for work that I do. I've never got my I don't really use my Instagram. I use other people's. I feel like an absolute star on Instagram because I'm looking after some great accounts, but they're not mine.
Never mind.
When I go back to my lowly account and I've got one heart.
Oh, shit.
But maybe coming up to Edinburgh, I'll big it up a little bit more. Yes.
Well, Joe, it's been a pleasure to have you at your house.
Thanks for coming to St Albans. No one ever does. That's quite nice.
That's nice. No, but thanks for having me around your place. I had a lot of fun. Joe Coffey. Joe Coffey.
Oh.
Joe Coffey. Ladies and gentlemen, Joe
That
Coffey.
memorable.
The Dwarf King.
Head of the Dwarf Kingdom.
Head of the Dwarf Kingdom. CEO.
Yep.
And that was episode 68 of the Comedy Defect podcast with a very funny Joe Coffey. Since the recording of this pod, she's recently been signed with an agent and she's open for Ben Elton. I can't wait to go see her in that new Disney film, Artemis Fowl, in the cinema. Go check it out. Go follow her on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. All those places are at the end of the podcast, just before the sting. You'll find it. She's very funny. Power to her, that's all I say. Now, you can follow this podcast. We're on Instagram @Winter Dominus. That's Winter, DOMINUS. Dominus. Winter Dominus. @Winter Dominus. That's right. Because I've taken away the Twitter, my own Twitter, and the Twitter for the podcast. Only place you can find us is on Instagram and also YouTube. And we've got the Facebook group, of course, as well, which is still the Comedy Defect podcast, and the page. Same name. You can also donate to the podcast. We're on Patreon at the Comedy Defect Podcast. Donate as much as £5, £2, £3, whatever you feel the podcast is worth. Or if you see me at a gig, you could just put a £5 into my hand, or you can maybe just buy me a coffee. That's all I need, because I'll be probably driving anyway. I really appreciate that. Or if you can't afford to do any of those things, best thing to do, just go to iTunes, Podbean, YouTube, and leave us a nice review, because it tells people where we are and what we're doing. As well as the podcast at the end of January, which I'm going to be releasing. I'm going to be re-releasing all of the old podcasts because I've remastered all of them. And those of you who have stayed with it for this long, thank you, because I know the sound was not great in the first, I don't know how many, right? But I've remastered all of them. Some people have complained because I've remastered all the ones on YouTube and they got so many notifications when I put them all up. So look, there will be new remastered versions of the old podcasts, if that makes sense, because I wanted to get the sound as crisp as I could, guys, because I'm trying to improve everything about the podcast. That's what I'm trying to do. So if you want to leave us a nice honest review in all those places I just mentioned, or give us a donation, that's great. But all I'll say is this: it's the end of 2019. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, and whatever you're doing, I hope you're just resting, easing yourself towards the end of the year with a cup of warm, whatever it is you like, tea, hot chocolate, maybe a nice cold glass of wine or warm glass of red wine. I know how to drink wine. Yes, or whatever, or a beer, whatever you fancy, just to relax, to ease yourself towards the end of the year. Because we've done it. We've got to the end of the year, done it. I know Christmas is a hard time. You've got all your family around. You can't escape your family. You can't help that. But you will have presents. Hopefully, if you don't like the present, you can take it back. Hopefully. But hopefully they'll choose the right thing for you. All I'll say is this now, look. There's a new year coming. So we're at the end of the 2019. So take a look back over that year. Hopefully all the good stuff, the bad stuff is going to happen, but hopefully just can focus on the good stuff. Bad stuff will happen, but it's 2020 coming. There's going to be loads of good stuff coming. Happy New Year. And I hope you have a nice break and you're well rested. Charge those batteries and come out swinging for 2020. Because we've got another year, guys. So eat well, rest well, and just enjoy the Christmas break. For the next episode, we have episode 69 with the very funny Paul Pirry. And that is at the end of January. I say I'll be re-releasing the old episodes, so don't panic. You haven't missed them, but hopefully they're better audio and you can listen to them a little bit better. All I'll say is this: Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. My name is Winter Phonander. You can follow the podcast at Winter Dominus. And also, if you want to come see my show, 28th of February, 2020, 7 o'clock, Museum of Comedy, Squeaky. Happy New Year, guys.